Hi everyone, how are you doing children? So hope you people are studying and taking care of yourself. In my last lecture we have discussed about Faraday's law. So today we are moving forward with only Faraday's laws. I want to explain more about this law and we will be discussing Fleming's right hand rule and Lane's law. Okay. So what we have done in our last lecture, we have seen in our last lecture, if there is relative motion between coil and magnet, then current is induced. That means potential difference is induced, by that current is induced. And also we have discussed how magnetic field lines, I have shown you also I think, and I have mentioned also, if this is your galvanometer, this is your coil, if magnet is near North Pole, South Pole suppose, then more magnetic field lines will link to the coil. Is it clear children? And if it is moving away, suppose this is your coil now, this is your galvanometer, okay? If you are moving away from the coil, then as you can see the link of the magnetic field lines will reduced. Okay, when it is moving closer to the coil or relative motion, if you are moving this coil towards your magnet or away from the magnet, if magnet is moving towards your coil or away from the coil, in all the cases we have seen the current is induced. But also we have seen when the magnet is at rest or stationary, then there is no induced current. Okay children? Now today we are going to know another new term. These are magnetic field lines. From long time we are discussing about magnetic field lines. Today we are getting opportunity to know another new term. What is that new term children? That is magnetic flux. What is this magnetic flux again? Another term? Oh no. Yes. What is magnetic flux? This is nothing here. This is the total magnetic field lines passes through a given area. This is a total magnetic field lines passing through a given area. And in detail again you are going to study in class 12th. Okay? So when magnet and coil are rest with respect to each other, then magnetic flux is constant. Magnetic flux. What is magnetic flux? Combination, total field lines crossing or passes through a given area, and you are going to study also in a closed surface. So all those things you will study in class 12, and the symbol is phi. Okay. So here actually when it is at rest with respect to each other, both magnet and coil, so magnetic flux is constant. That means your induced current is 0. And when we bring magnet and coil closer to each other or away from each other, then magnetic flux changes. The magnetic flux linked with the coil changes. Suppose you are moving the magnet closer to the coil, then magnetic flux changes, linked to the coil will change when it is here. Suppose your coil is over here, your magnet is over here. The magnetic field lines, how many lines passing through the coil, linking to the coil? When we bring the coil and magnet closer to each other, then more magnetic field lines will link to the coil. That means more magnetic flux. That means more magnetic flux linked with the coil. When more magnetic flux linked with the coil means your induced current increases. Clear children? So when they move closer to each other, both magnet and coil, when they move closer to each other, your induced current will increase. Induced current will increase. And when it is moving away, then induced current will decrease. Clear, children? So that means here it is increase in flux and here it is decrease in magnetic flux. Clear, children? And we have also studied here in this case, suppose galvanometer deflects in right direction. In this case, galvanometer will deflect in left, just in opposite direction when it is moving away. That means when current increases in one direction, when current decreases in negative direction. That means what is actually happening here, why this difference we are getting? Actually in class 12 you are going to study in detail Lenz law. What is this Lenz law, children? I am going to write over here Lenz law. What is this Lenz law, children? What is this Lenz law? I think some people know about this Lenz law. Any idea what is this Lenz law, children? Okay. What is this Lenz law actually? This law gives information in more vague term, not related to physics. If you are creating something, suppose I have created something and that something, I am the creator now for that particular thing. Now that something will now oppose the creator. Okay, like we are parents to our kids, so we are creator now. Now kids will just, their job is to oppose the creator. Lenz law in vague term, it opposes the creator. Whoever creates you, your job is to just oppose it. What does it mean again? See, in this case, when we are moving magnet closer to the coil, we have seen the current is, induced current increases. Now this action creates your induced current. And what is the induced current job now? Oh, no. How they can increase? I have to now decrease this process. I have to decrease this current now. This is Lenz law. That means in the face of the coil over here, north pole is going towards the coil. So over here another north pole will be created. That means what will happen? Moves back. Okay, what will happen? See this north pole means what is the direction of the magnetic field? It will be like this, outward. It will outward. Clear, children? So here when you are entering your north pole of the magnet towards the coil, then this induced current, it will induce a magnetic field on the face of the coil. Okay, and that will oppose the increase in induced current. What is happening? Just to oppose that. So increase in current is happening, so it will oppose. When increase in current will stop? If north pole will create over here. Simple. Clear, children? So here north pole will be there in the face of the coil. Suppose here north pole you are moving away from the coil. So what is happening? Your induced current decreases. Since induced current decreases, now what this induced current will do? Oh, now it is going far up. No, I have to bring it closer. I have to bring the magnet closer. So what the induced current will do? So here it will create, on the face of the coil, it will create a south pole. So to oppose the motion, since north pole is going away, the face of the coil, if face of the coil south pole will be there, then obviously this action will be opposed now. Are you getting, children? That's why, because of that, suppose north pole means anti-clockwise. Already we have studied. So a phase of the here you will see anti-clockwise current flow. So one direction of deflection. And in this case south poles, that means clockwise current direction. So you will get in opposite direction your deflection. Is it clear, children? This Lenz law? Okay. Now Just now we have studied if there is relative motion between magnet and coil, we are getting induced current because your magnetic flux is changing. Clear, children? So actually, what is this electromagnetic induction then? One more thing. This magnitude of the induced current depends on what? Depends on rate of change of magnetic flux in the coil. Already last lecture I have already told, if we are moving speedily, if speed, how rapidly you are moving your magnet or coil, that relative motion between the two. If it is rapid, if speed is more, then your induced current is more. So that is the rate. So how rapidly you are changing the magnetic flux. Clear, children? So that's why the magnitude of the induced current depends on the rate of change of magnetic flux in the coil. And here in electromagnetic induction, actually what is happening? What about this phenomena? Here electric current is generated because of magnetic flux. That means by changing the magnetic flux linked with the coil, we are getting our induced current. This is only your electromagnetic induction. That means you are actually changing mechanical energy into electrical energy. Mechanical energy into electrical energy. What is this mechanical energy? Electrical energy you are getting because current is induced. But what is this mechanical energy? What is the mechanical energy? What we are doing? We are doing the relative motion. We are doing the relative motion between the magnet and the coil. That means we are doing some work. So that is your mechanical energy. You have studied in class 9. Hope I am clear with this. Here in this case, mechanical energy is getting converted into electrical energy. Clear, children? Okay. Now, what we will do? We will now see, actually for this production of induced current, the generation of induced current, is it really necessary to move both the coils? We will see now another way of induction of current, how we can change the method. Suppose in case of this permanent magnet, we will take a electromagnet. Okay, we will take a electromagnet. Here a switch is there. Here one switch is there. So we will take a electromagnet. And here coil will be there and galvanometer will be here in series. Clear, children? So this is your electromagnet. Electromagnet means when switch is on, current will flow. So it will behave as a magnet. Already we know this. Okay. Suppose this is your primary coil. This is your primary coil and here it is your secondary coil. Clear? Now when switch is on, immediately we will see the deflection in the galvanometer in the secondary coil. How? When switch is on, current will pass through this coil, so it behaves like a electromagnet. It will behave like a electromagnet. So electromagnet means there will be magnetic field lines, and that magnetic field lines will link towards this, will link to with your secondary coil. So you will get your deflection. Now again we will switch off the this. We will switch off. This key is now off. When key is off, again we will see there is deflection, but in opposite direction. But if you keep it on like this, then there will be no deflection, children. In detail you are going to study again in class 12. That means current is stationary. Okay, certain constant amount of current is flowing. Clear? So here when there is change in current, that means that momentary change has to be there. Momentary change in magnetic flux will now produce your current. So how the current? Current is either changing from 0 to maximum value, okay, or while switching off the battery or the key, you can say the maximum current will change to 0. In both the cases, you will see the deflection of your galvanometer. That means current is induced in both the case, when we switch it on and when switch is off. Hope I am clear? Hope I am clear? Okay. So what is the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, children? What is the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction? So two things we have observed. Whenever there is change in magnetic flux linked with the coil, electric current is induced. Okay, and we have seen as long as this induced potential difference is there, because of the voltage only, induced voltage only, we are getting your induced currents. So as long as this induced voltage is there, there will be change in magnetic flux with the coil. So this induced potential difference lasts so long, there is change in magnetic flux linked with the coil. And one more thing what we have just observed, the magnitude of the induced current, is directly proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux with the coil. Clear? So your magnitude of induced current depends on which factors? The change in magnetic flux and the time in which flux change, the rate. It is also very important, the rate. The change in magnetic flux and the time in which flux changes. Clear, children? Faraday's law? Clear? Okay. Now Faraday's law done. Lenz's law also I have given a little bit of idea about your Lenz's law. Now we will come to the Fleming's last part. Fleming's right hand rule. What is this? Fleming's right hand rule now. Again, what is the aim of this rule? To get the direction. See, Fleming's left hand rule also and Fleming's right hand rule also. Both the rules are different. You may be telling why we can use Fleming's left hand rule. Why again Fleming's right hand rule? No, both rules are different. There you are getting the direction of your force, magnetic force. Here your aim is different with Fleming's right hand rule. Clear, children? And both the rules are giving direction only, not magnitude. So here what this Fleming's right hand rule is telling us, again this is your right hand. Okay, clear, children? This is your right hand. Stretch all these three fingers. So in last class also Fleming's left hand rule, here also same. Your forefinger will point towards your forefinger will point in the direction of the magnetic field. Okay, and thumbs point the direction of the force. Point the direction of the motion of the conductor. You can say the force due to the magnetic field. Okay, and this central finger, okay, this finger gives the direction of induced current. In Fleming's left hand rule, when this forefinger here in the Fleming's left hand rule, this is your forefinger, it points in the direction of magnetic field, and this is the direction of the current. Then thumb gives the direction of the motion of the conductor. Here magnetic field in right hand rule. Clear, children? Magnetic field, then direction of motion of the conductor, then this finger, central finger, gives you the direction of induced current. Hope I am clear with this Fleming's right hand rule. Okay, children. So for today this much. Next, another one more thing I want to tell. This Fleming's right hand rule also called you can say generator rule, dynamo rule, and Fleming's left hand rule, motor rule, because it is applicable in motors. Here it is applicable in generators. We are going to see that also. Okay, children? Okay. So in my next lecture we are going to discuss about that alternating current and all this generator and everything. Okay. So hope you have understood the lecture. If any doubt, please leave a comment so that I can clarify your doubt. Okay, so that I can clarify your doubt. Hope this lecture will help you in understanding the chapter in little bit of easier way. If it is helpful, I will be like my job is done. I will feel satisfied if I am helping in some other way. Okay. Okay. Thank you for watching, children. Please stay safe, take care, balance your studies, study well, take rest, sufficient rest, and enjoy also. Take care of yourself, children. Take care. Okay. Thank you for watching.